Hi, Black Hollywood Live here. Once again, another week covering Empire. And Cookie is cooking up a storm, okay? Keep it locked. What's going on, Black Hollywood Live? We are back again covering another episode of Empire. And Cookie is cooking up some dinner and revealing some secrets. Keep it locked to find out some more. What? You want to just do some. I don't know why DMX, every time I hear this song, I think about my mom. Hey, Mom. I think about my mom when I hear this song because she always used to just make like a huge deal every time this song comes out. It's like she had like a whole another person coming. I'm like, well, relax. Did she lose her mind for real? Anyways, welcome. We are back. Another great episode of Empire, Lord. And we are back and ready to share everything with you guys here at Black Hollywood Live. I am your host, Allie Washington. You can find me at all social media at Allie the Pub. And I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Hey guys, I'm Parris, and as always, you can find me everywhere at Parris Rose.
What up, guys? I'm Katie, and you can find me at Katie Did What Now.
Honey, I am so glad to be back with my girls. It's been what?
Another week.
Been a minute.
Yes.
I text, because
I've been gone. It's been a minute.
Yes.
It's been 2 weeks since I seen you and a week since I seen you. I text Parris last week like, girl, this is too much. I can't deal. She was like, I know, Allie. I'll see you next week. I was like, okay. You know, you get so used to doing this, and I really love you guys as my panelists. Okay, so last episode, we leave off with Jamal overdosing.
Yes.
Come on through, Team Jamal.
Yes.
We were missing you last week. So tell me, let's do a quick recap about how you felt about last episode.
Honestly, I feel like Jamal, everything is just, it's coming to a front. You know, I mean, he's not even allowing himself to have the love life. He's not allowing himself to, you know, express himself musically. Like, so it's like he's using these drugs, obviously, to get through that, you know? Right. And so he had to have that kind of moment. And I think it's going to get even worse based off of tonight, unfortunately. Yeah. You know, he's still on one.
This is true. How do you feel about the fight situation?
About the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just, it's awful. Yeah. It's awful. I mean, he's really gonna,
spiral,
and he's down.
Well, how it ended, I was kind of excited, inquisitive to see how it stared. But we start with Cookie once again this episode.
Finally, though.
Yeah.
Hello.
We get the real deal with Cookie.
Hello, and I'm all for it, Team Cookie all day. So we wake up. She is on the phone once again with Tiana, who is driving my Cookie insane. Tiana, do your job and get your ass in the studio. Do you hear me? Get in the studio. So Cookie's on the phone, fussing and arguing, fighting with Tiana. She's acting like a 2-year-old, not getting to the studio. But lo and behold,
Angelo.
Did
you expect him, though? I wasn't expecting Angelo.
No.
How she shut him down last time. But the thing about it, I did expect Angelo coming, but I thought that it was going to be maybe like the fall finale.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be like 2 or 3 episodes. Then we see him again before, you know, we close out for this, you know, season. But, so Angelo brought the fresh air and he bought the mocha latte.
Yes.
Now, I love me a brother that knows my mocha latte.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yes.
How was that? What'd you think?
I thought it was so sweet. I'm like, okay, is Cookie going to fall for this? Because, I mean, it's sweet but also cheesy. And Cookie, you know, she likes the bad guys.
Yeah.
But clearly it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
He's finally standing up for himself,
Exactly.
which she respects, you know?
And child not standing up any kind of way, but he's giving her ultimatums. Okay?
She likes those.
And she loves those.
Yes,
okay?
she does.
And so
She
question,
dropped everything.
Hello.
Literally everything.
So the question was, well, was she in or was she out? What do you guys vote for?
Clearly, I think in.
She's in. She's in.
all the way.
Well, she wasn't the only one in, if you know what I mean. All right, so we see that situation. Now we kind of go forward on into it, and we see Nessa talking about the we open up with Andre doing some business on the phone, which is already kind of suspect because I don't trust Andre.
No, I don't trust Andre.
Team Andre over here.
Team Andre.
Team Andre is failing.
I don't trust him.
Failing.
Yeah, I don't trust him either.
I don't know what he's up to.
Fishy, something fishy.
In that conversation, the thing about it is what was kind of, suspect to me. One, he did all that dirt in front of Nessa.
Yes.
And then when Nessa gets in the building, now I'll give you a call back.
Right.
What is that?
Yeah. I thought he was going to be open with her from now on because he let her in on his whole thing. So why keep secrets now?
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, okay, something even bigger is about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that kind of unfolds.
Our teams are going down a dark path.
I'm telling you.
Your
and mine
team is
is
winning.
light as day. Cookie is winning. She's winning.
Oh, my God.
So
she impressed Felicia Rashad.
Hey,
I mean,
listen,
hello.
And one, I want to just say Felicia Rashad is just amazing. We're going to get there, but she is just...
That was such a good
She's
cameo.
everything. All you got to do is this right here.
Yes.
This right
Bow
here.
down.
I'm telling you. So, Nessa, so she's in the building now. They're talking. He just got off the phone. She's talking about her brother Stone, in which we hear, a lot of reference to this season, of course, because, of course, she's the newest character. So we had to learn a little bit about her. But him buying a building with
Stone, the first building they ever bought. I don't know.
Stone and Shine buying buildings?
I know.
Right.
What was the building, by the way? What was it? Like a barbershop? What was it?
I don't know.
What type of building was
Well,
that?
And I'm looking like you buying buildings. Like, what are you buying buildings for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I got to thinking, this is just me. I got to thinking when they were bossing up on Andre and they was going to roll down on him, they were suiting up and booting up somewhere. Were they in the building?
Maybe.
That's just, observation. I don't know. So we see Nessa's like, hey, you got to come to this memorial. It's from my brother Stone. Like, everybody's there and my family is going to be there.
Right.
So clearly family is like
Yes.
this is like a
episode
huge
was
theme.
family.
It's about family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
She's like, I saw you do your dirty dealings when I was hanging out,
by a fire.
Yes.
I was hanging by a fire.
By a
Saw
fire.
you handling your business. So this episode, really, the big theme is really family this time around. So, and then she even mentioned, she says, but you're going to have to come correct because Shine trying to kill you.
And he's just lurking.
Right.
Yeah.
Then in comes Shine.
Right.
I know. I'm like, oh, she said all of this and he's there lurking behind her.
my God.
It's too funny.
So do you
Always.
think that he's okay with Nessa and Andre? Like, did you see how he came in? He came in like, okay, I'm going to let little sis have her
Right.
time.
Yes.
But now it's time for me to talk. Now
Yes.
He did seem that way, so I was like, okay, he's letting go of that. But I don't know. I think Shine is just as fishy as Andre.
Yeah.
So he
Yes.
might have another reason for being
Right,
so.
but more basic.
Okay. Right.
Right. A more basic fish. Yeah, definitely. But I do think that he is kind of okay with Andre because I think Andre would be over if he wasn't okay with Andre. I think he would have already killed Andre. Or,
Yeah, that's right.
Throw him off one of his buildings.
Right, or just had his influence over Nessa because he plays a huge part in Nessa's life, to
Definitely.
where she listens to him. But he brings up the fact of Frida Gatz. Now, we haven't seen Frida since Jamal got her out the pen.
Right.
So, I'm in my head, I feel like Frida don't want to do music no more.
No.
She knows that Jamal has helped her to get out and to start over, but she's really not feeling the music tip of things.
Right.
Just like he wasn't when he got out. He needed some time to kind of get his life together. What do you feel about Frida?
Oh, I mean, I think that Frida needs to get her head together, but I do think that it was really good at the end, obviously, when she came out and, she realized, okay, this is about family. This is about something bigger, and I love what she said about the voice and the choice and continuing her father's legacy instead of pulling back,
Right. So we're going to give Frida a break this time.
Yeah.
Huh? So, but the thing about it, he was like, but the gag is, Frida done told me a little bit about y'all, and if I trust a lion, then something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, Frida with the shade. We see you and we hear
see
you.
you.
Okay. So then we go to Jamal's house where we find the two boo things.
Two boo things.
D Major and Mr. Phillip.
What
the
team are you on?
therapist.
Which one are you on? Therapist or the producer?
I'm with Phillip.
Philip? Mm-hmm. I'm with Philip.
Yeah, I'm with Philip.
Okay.
Hey, Phillip. So,
Just give Jamal a
yeah.
Give him a moment.
The thing is this, D Major had a chance and D Major ain't do right. that's the only reason. But in my head, I'm like, artistically, he need D Major in his life.
Right.
But I'm also like, no, he doesn't.
But just for the music, if they can keep it business and personal separate,
But
then
they
that'll be
can't.
fair.
But they can't. And Jamal was calling him out this episode, like, well, where's this track? You know, like,
Yeah.
okay, great, you got
You
me this
saw
drug.
that?
Where's this track?
Yeah,
you know?
I sent you the stem.
Yes.
You haven't worked on it.
You haven't worked on it.
He was like, I got you, whatever. So I thought that was an interesting little subtle thing. And then it was unique how Philip was kind of calling him out on not telling Cookie about what had happened.
yeah.
Right.
And so I'm wondering in my head, does nobody know this happened? Nobody can know
I feel
this
like
happened.
nobody knows except
Those three.
yeah.
Right.
So that was interesting. So Cookie comes in the building and she's talking to Jamal, saying all what's going on and what's popping. Meanwhile, she does have an important date to get to.
Yes.
So she shouldn't have made the stop, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
So she stops and talks to Jamal because Jamal has new music he wants her to listen to. And the song.
Oh my God.
Somebody give me some tune.
Yes.
So good.
It was
Because that song
In my heart.
is everything.
It's everything.
really
I'm like, I'm about to steal
was.
this and give it to my mom.
Oh my God.
was. It's
I
from
was-
me.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
want to steal Jamal. Can I steal your song? So I can call my mommy and say, Mommy, I've been going through a lot. I just been thinking about you, girl, and this is for you, girl.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't do the what is
mean-
it? Listen. Or we get it together.
Right?
But
And
what'd
he
you say?
really sobered up by the end to put that song
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Suddenly
Yeah.
he was fine
Oh, yeah.
to sing that song.
But the reason we were tearing up was not just because of the words of this song. It was all in the visuals.
oh my
Right.
gosh.
These home videos.
The
Yes.
home videos were.
And were they not perfect?
They were perfect. We see like her smiling, finally getting along with her sisters because we don't even
Yes.
see that this
Yes.
whole time.
Yes.
Yes.
You see that once they actually were a cute little family unit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was anti-flashback.
Oh yeah, because
So, yeah.
because here's Katie.
Anti-flashback.
They are so miscast, and they don't even look like so and so. I'm like, Katie, we got to get some of Cookie's flashbacks.
But the soft focus just did everything for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and the guy who played the dad is so good.
But
yeah.
tell me this though. How did in one word, how do you think Cookie would describe her dad?
That's a tough one. Oh man.
Cause looking at the footage and seeing all that,
Yeah.
you can tell that they were the closest.
Right.
Right? But it was just like, it was really special. You know what I mean?
It was. I don't know. One word I would say like focus because he's always keeping her on track or trying
Yes.
to at least.
Yes.
Right.
And hardworking. So I would just say he was a focused man.
Yeah. I mean, the first word to me that came up was aspirational, but I can't imagine Cookie actually saying that. So I would think that Cookie would say something like her rock. He was her rock, you know?
Yeah. I think that she'd say something more along the lines of, he just always held it down. Some ratchet. But you could tell that the relationship between her and her dad was super special. And so it kind of leaves us a little cliffhanger to see, like, what was that? Like, what came of that? What, why did she get so upset? What's wrong?
Yes.
Like, what happened? Because it was almost like she saw, it was the image of her with the birthday party situation. I don't know whose birthday it was.
Right.
But that did it for her, and she couldn't watch it anymore.
No.
And
And where did she go?
right, because okay, so we move from there. We go to the dinner, the fancy dinner, where we're introduced to Miss Felicia Rashad. The great one.
The great one.
Yes.
Yes.
What up, Miss Rashad?
Bow down.
I mean, seriously, Black Girl Magic at its finest. She is just everything.com.
amazing.
And I don't understand how that lady ages so perfectly.
Right.
Yes.
She looks amazing.
She's
That's
so
so
regal.
true.
And
Yes.
just quick side note, you guys are on Instagram, you're on social media. And if not, follow us, guys, okay? But I know we all run across these memes. Have you seen the meme where people are like, this is the kind of chick I want? It's like Felicia Rashad in like 4 frames, and it's like her on the Cosby Show and her doing like all this different stuff. And I'm like, dude, your goals are too high. And B, who does all that anymore? We trying to be every woman out here, but everybody can't be Felicia Rashad.
Exactly.
So just shout out to Felicia because you
Yes.
just everything.
Gold.
ma'am.
For real.
So we're introduced to her character and Miss Diana, and she is a tough cookie.
Yes, she is.
I like what you did there.
So she's a tough one, and Cookie knows that she's tough. And I think Angela's done a really good job expressing this to her. So he's at this thing for his mayoral campaign. He's like, listen, you guys got to fall through. You got to be here on time. My mom has to meet you. You have to meet the people, blah, blah, blah. This is this. Because at the end of the day, we're recovering from Cookie's situation.
Cookies, yes.
We're recovering from Cookie's cookies, literally.
Yes.
So this was really important to Angelo, and I feel like he doesn't ask much of Cookie, and Cookie knows this, so she knows that she got to make some shake. And she even left Jamal in the rush saying, I got to go.
Right.
But we
Where'd she
find
go?
out that she didn't go.
She didn't even go.
Oh.
I was like, maybe she really needed a moment. She needed just
Yeah.
a long moment.
20 moments, yeah.
But gosh, she had about 30, right?
Yes.
She missed the whole entire thing. And so when it's coming back from commercial break, and of course we see her coming in when everyone's gone, except for the two scraggly sidelines wannabes.
Right, trying to demo.
Child, and did one of them not try it?
Yeah.
Are you sure he's your man?
Right.
Cookie said, what she say? Bitch.
Yeah. Cheap ass bags.
Taraji, I can't do. So she has to fetch the bag, and she leaves.
She actually fetches the bag.
Right, and the other one kind of dips out, whatever. So she's talking to him, and I love the transparency in this moment because she really didn't. I feel like the type of person that Cookie is, and that Angelo knows her to be too. He knows that she doesn't wear everything.
Right.
No.
On her sleeve.
On her sleeves.
Right.
You know? And she was super transparent in that moment.
Yes.
Did that surprise you about her, or you
That
say, yeah?
surprised me completely because I thought she was gonna make something up, like, oh, I was late because something else. But she actually broke down and really opened up to him. So that makes me know that the relationship is important. Like she
Right.
really cares.
She
for
values
him.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't actually that surprised because I do think that she really values a relationship. I mean, just her trying to make that sacrifice of not even being with him because of her past and because of what that would cost him, with his campaign. I think that, they do have that level of a relationship where she is able to be that transparent,
I loved it.
Yeah.
You know me, I was living all for it. And so we see that this happens, that she opens up to him a little bit and tells him all what's going on. And we find out that it's time to just, repair this.
Right.
So what can I do to fix it? I'm sorry. What can I do? Does she like eating here? And so she's getting the skinny on Angelo's mom. And so they decide together that we're going to have a dinner, and I'm going to invite the boys, and this is going to be a real family event once again. And so I thought that this situation was dope. Meanwhile, we see that Jamal takes a trip to see his Aunt Carol.
Carol has a big mouth. Carol is always telling
That
everything.
doggone Tasha Smith, honey. Shout out to T-Saw. That's my acting school. But yes, Miss Tasha is something. She's something else, especially in this character as Carol.
I remember watching her on America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day as an acting coach.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's definitely had a career spanning for a long amount of time. She's a dope person. She really plays his Aunt Carol character
So good.
magnificently.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed by her, which is good.
Yes.
She is an annoying character, and she plays that so well.
Because it's just like, they don't care. And I feel like everybody has an Aunt Carol.
Right.
You get
Yes.
what I'm saying? She brings
Get
it
it
to
together.
She brings it to life. Is it not funny though that she was working in a hair store?
Yes.
Dealing with that customer.
Right.
Oh my
she told
gosh.
him to go to the Malaysian
I go to
section.
the Malaysian section. It's aisle
Fuchsia.
3. I'm like, oh my god.
And that customer was ridiculous too. One minute he wants a picture with Jamal, the next he's like calling him out.
Right, I'm
Child.
like, pick it. Are you a
that?
fan or not? The heck?
Child, and he definitely called him out.
Yes,
he did.
Was Jamal not heated
And
or
staring at him for an answer,
Right.
like.
And I wish Jamal saw him when he was trying to pick out those dreads because Jamal would have had some stuff to say too.
Man, and the crazy part is, and we missed this part because he actually had a business meeting with his dad. And so for Jamal to hear this after
Yeah.
what his dad just kind of
Right.
grilled him
Yes.
with in front of everybody, everybody's just like, God damn it, I'm trying.
Right.
I got this song. I'm just trying to figure out why my mama mad. So Carol, tell me why. And she deems this video footage as the tea of all teas.
Yes.
And I was like,
what does that
I
mean?
say, oh, she got some more videos. What's really going on with these? And so I thought that was a perfect way to coin it.
Yeah.
It was. I'm going to start using that. The
tea of all teas.
The tea of all teas.
And it's just like she credited to, this is what made Cookie what she is. And if I tell you about it, she's not going to be happy with me. And that bitch can go. That's what she said. Oh, Cookie got hands. So Jamal gets the kind of like the topping of the story.
Right.
He doesn't dig too deep. And so we come back, and Cookie is apologizing because, of course, she got to round up the boys for the dinner.
Yes.
So she's going back like, hey, I'm sorry for doing that the other day. It was just too much, And then they have yet another transparent conversation.
Yeah.
I love it.
And she's never had a moment in all 3 seasons. She has never had a moment with her boys like that.
Right.
I even went to thinking when Andre's son passed, like she was there for him then, but she wasn't really. She didn't
Like
have
that. Like that.
Right.
Even when Rhonda came, she was like, "Here's Rhonda's stuff."
Right.
Right.
Like she's never had that moment with her kids. Even when she got out, thinking back to like season 1,
Yes.
she was just like,
Never.
"Oh, you got to give me a chance to be." Slap upside the head.
Right.
How cute.
And it's just like you never seen this side of Cookie, and so she's being super open, and I'm loving this like
Emotional connection.
yes.
She's doesn't have an emotional connection with anyone else. Not
Right.
even
No.
with Lucius. It's different.
Right.
So I like it. I love it.
I don't know. Maybe she sees something in Angela that she saw in her father. I mean,
Or the
that's
other
like, I
boy.
was like, this
or in the
Oedipal-
other boy that she wanted to that she was supposed
Maybe she
to be
sees
with.
it now. Like,
Right.
okay, I'm gonna make the right choice now.
I mean, but how many times have we all been in situations like that? Maybe not in a relationship, but you see something. They always say that hindsight is always 20/20.
Right.
And I think that she's like entering this hindsight phase to
yes.
where it's like, okay, I got to get with it.
Yeah.
And so she's super transparent with Jamal, and she's telling him, hey, this is what happened. The story literally brought me to tears. I teared up. I didn't start crying.
I was trying not to. I didn't want to mess up my makeup.
I teared up, but I did not cry. But that story was so real and so freaking relative
Yes.
that it made no sense at all. I know for me personally, and this ain't personal hour, but I know me personally, your parents always teach you like what to want and what to aspire for and what you want to build upon, with somebody, and when it's time for stuff like that. My parents been together for over 30 years, and I know that there was a guy that I was dating at a point, and my mom was just like, no. And my dad was like, no.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it,
Right.
And I think I had to go through it to learn how to appreciate when someone else comes along, and then to figure out like what type of woman I am and what I deserve.
Yes.
And I think that Cookie is hitting her now. So with that hindsight phase, like she's feeling that more than none. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, and it's taken, it may have taken her this long for this to happen, but I mean, there's a reason.
I just thought the father, I get what he was trying to do. I get how he has 2 other daughters to raise, and she was really bringing them down. But she was a teenager. I thought it was a little harsh.
Yeah.
I know it's very real, and that happens in real life to people. But it was a very harsh reaction. Like, you're out. You're messing up, you're out.
When did you leave your parents' house?
When did I leave at her house? 18.
18?
17.
Man, I just left. I'm a late bird. They kept me.
I was a baby, so they were like ready to go.
Yeah, I think I was kind of scared to go, and I can only imagine like when I talk to people, it's always unique to hear like when you're 18, 17, you just hopping right on your feet and it's just like go. And you're figuring it all out. So now I'm late in the game figuring it all out. Doing pretty good if I just say something myself 1,700 miles away. This the time. But she's seriously feeling that. And I didn't understand, you said too, you didn't realize how young she was. And we didn't figure that out until later on in the song when he goes back. But we'll get there. So, so Dad died 3 days after kicking her out the house. And I marked here, I said, this is the backstory of Empire. This is where Empire started.
Yes.
Like, period.
There it is.
Yes.
That's it. Of course, we always, we build it off of Lucius because it's his empire. And, technically his mom, wasn't there first.
Right.
But this is what united the two. When Cookie's dad died, he was all she had.
Right.
They only had each other. And so she said, we were hustling out here on the streets doing X, Y, and Z, this is that. So we understand this is the backstory of the
Exactly.
empire. Do we agree to that?
Definitely.
All right, so she's rounding up the boys. She's trying to get Andre. Andre says, hey, I got something I'm down,
Right.
but I got something to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he has to go show up for
The family party.
the family, Nessa. And then Hakeem says that he's in. Doesn't want to be, but he's there. And so we know Jamal after
Jamal's
there.
in.
Right.
Jamal's all the way in. He's
Okay.
10 toes.
I mean, kind of all the way in. 10% there.
Well, he says he's going to be all the way in.
Right.
Yes,
It has to do with her getting over Lucius. He said
Right.
he's in.
Yeah.
He's in.
So he's in. So we see that Cookie links back up with her sister Candace, and she's getting crash course lessons
I
on
was
how
surprised
Right.
to see that. I'm like, okay, now they're besties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when it
Alright.
comes down, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to keep your man. And Cookie said, I am not messing this up. I
Yeah.
need help from the bougie
Charm's
queen.
cool.
And so we see Vivica Fox's character being super hilarious
Yes.
this episode. She even
liked
made
her.
I love how they like currently write stuff. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
The Melania, come
Oh
on.
my God.
Come
You're going to have to
on.
Melania Trump this
The best.
one. I love that.
I said, oh my goodness, I love it. So we see her doing some little side jokes here and there. But then they get an unexpected guest at freaking
Lucius.
lunch.
Ugh.
My eyes rolled out of my head when I saw Lucius. Out of my head. I cannot stand
it's like
him.
he has a tracker or something on Cookie.
I think so.
You know?
She's bugged, and she don't know it.
Bugged.
She's just walking, being bugged, and she don't even know it. It's probably somewhere deep inside, so it's probably hanging under one of the
Right. It has to
Yes.
because, Lord,
child. He knows
he
everything.
doesn't miss anything.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
creepy.
And you can tell that it's annoying her. You can
Yeah.
tell, like, it's
Yes.
just like, damn,
right.
you
Let me
know?
move on with my life.
Hello?
Ugh.
Can I live a little bit? So he pops up and he's talking. She's like, what you doing here? He's saying how somebody getting out of jail, how they're going to have a celebratory thing tomorrow here. He just want to come and check it out. But he's sure that Angelo's mom would,
Right.
Right.
So I'm like, so you already know the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So you really trying to sabotage my Cookie?
He is.
He is.
He's a jealous man. He needs to get over it.
Yeah, he needs to get over it.
It's terrible.
And he was checking out Anika this episode.
Oh,
So
yeah.
come on.
Girl, like twice.
Yes.
So I'm like,
But
okay.
she did look really pretty in that.
She did look
that
really
line.
pretty.
She did. I need that.
Yes. Yes.
I need that. So we see he's trying to sabotage her. So basically she gets with Candace, she gets her crash course lessons, then she goes to the house and mixes it all together to try to take this down, put this up, put this up,
Right.
put this up, to try to impress his mother. And so it's time for dinner. But before it's dinner time, we flash back. Hakeem is now with Bella.
Oh, right. Yes.
And he gets stuck babysitting. And so I'm like, what has Lucius got to do tonight? He was like, I got to go to mom's.
Yeah.
And I figured when he dropped that line,
He said he had to find Anika.
he did say he had to find
did.
Anika.
Where
Yeah.
was Anika?
Yeah, where was Anika? I forgot all
I
about
thought that she wasn't allowed to leave the
Anika, where were you?
Yeah, where were you,
Boo-Boo
Anika?
Kitty?
Okay.
Huh.
Forgot about
That's
that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Nice note. Duly noted. But he had to go find Anika. So Hakeem finally gets to spend time with his daughter. But she's crying. It won't stop.
Stop.
Flashback to the dinner.
Yes.
So she comes in and she's like, you didn't have to do all of this, rearranging
Called
your
her
whole
out
house.
right away.
Oh, I was like,
Right
dang.
away.
She a mama a real one.
Yes.
She a real one. And Angelo couldn't say nothing because he was like, damn, she did.
She did.
Hey, where's that one payment?
She went real extra.
Dude, so that was already there. But then we get a knock at the door, and it's Jamal. After she already just, gave the spill on, all my sons are coming.
Right.
Jamal come in high as a kite.
I love it though.
I love it too, 'cause it was
I love
too
it
funny.
Child, high as a kite. Jamal, you was wrong for that. You were wrong. So he comes in high with his sunglasses on and stuff, and he's saying everything the first thing to come to his mind about it all. And then in comes freaking Hakeem with the baby crying.
Oh my God.
The hell you can't answer
on
what the
his
hell you
shoulder.
can't answer the phone when I call you? He's like, dude, what?
What?
But it was funny as hell when he came in. Jamal comes in, he was like, so my Hakeem said that he can't make it. Talk about he ain't coming.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, this is like
And
ruining dinner.
where was Juanita? Because Lucia said that if he needed backup,
He did.
Juanita could come through.
I think that Hakeem was real deal trying to do it on his own.
Yeah.
And it was a
trying to do the
power
most.
trip.
Yeah.
So Hakeem comes in with the crying baby. She's like, God, give me the baby. Give me the baby. So she gets the baby. He does a little snub. Nice to meet you. Whatever. Go sit down, being Hakeem. Then Lucius comes.
I was like, Lord have mercy.
With
him
Anika.
again.
He found
With
Anika.
Found Anika. Anika is fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
This episode. She fine every episode, but this was she was
She looked
fine.
real good.
She did look really good.
So-
I hated that. Actually.
I know. And then it's like Lucius came in. He knew he came in with purpose to like come and just F it all up.
Yes.
He comes in like, yo, what the hell you doing here? Da da da. This is it.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I'm
Just
Lucius
laid it
Lyon.
all
That's
out.
I'm
Right.
like, oh my gosh. And then exactly lays it all out. What were you thinking when
I-
you did this?
Lord, I was thinking, I want to wring his neck. Like, this is the worst. He's a jealous man. He was obviously trying to sabotage it. I'm like, get over it now.
Yeah.
This is too much. He was doing too much.
He obviously was trying to sabotage it. I mean, he feels like he's laid his claim on Cookie for sure. But I also feel like he's just like this crazy, like gossipy girl who like doesn't have enough stuff going on in his own life because apparently Empire Extreme isn't enough. So he just wants to like gossip and like
And keep it
ruin
rolling.
people's lives. Yes,
Keep
make it more
rolling.
dramatic.
I just don't understand how you could do that to your family. You're a terrible man. Lucius Lyon, terrible man. So he lays it all out for her, and she's just sitting there soaking it all up like, what did I step into? Is this
Yes.
the Twilight Zone?
Yes.
And meanwhile, Angelo is just, I don't know if you guys saw him, but he was shaking his head so tough, but he was angry. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like mad. And so that was a lot going on.
It was a lot. But Felicia Rashad did just stand there
She
and
did.
take it.
I was expecting
Points.
her to just be like, wow, and get up and leave.
Right.
But she took it.
She took it because she could relate to it.
Oh,
We
this
find
is
out
what we
later.
find out.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, we flash to Andre because we've been waiting for him. And he's...
And how are you going to go to the backyard barbecue before a dinner?
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
dinner.
Yes.
Dinner has a definite start time. You know,
Child.
they were going to be partying all night.
And Andre
Exactly. I thought you should've went to
I
the
thought you
dinner
would've went to
first.
dinner
So the
first
dinner
and then
first,
went.
and then
Oh, hot damn, Andre. So, anyways, Andre
up.
pulls up in the Lincoln. What up, Lincoln? Y'all can do it. Y'all can sponsor us too. We love
Yes.
Lincoln Motor Company too. And so, anyway, so Lincoln, he pulls up in the Lincoln, and he has Breezy, who also plays Miss Frida Gatz, and she's there in the car, which I didn't think that he was gonna pull off Frida,
You didn't think so?
because I think he was just like, I'll handle it. I'll fix
Yeah.
it.
right.
I was like,
I
no,
thought he
you're
was
not.
gonna like do something really dark to get her to come, like threaten her or something. Because the way he was like, I'll handle it. I'm like, oh shoot,
Right.
he's going to his bad side.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he did, and we'll find out later.
That's true. He could
I don't
have.
know.
Because she kind of looked like she was in a car, not
Like all
Not
grumpy, like,
wanting to go.
I want to be
Yeah.
out. Want to be here.
Yeah.
But you here, Freedom. Okay.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't want to get out the car. He has to tell her, hey, listen, reminds her kind of like where this is all coming from. Listen, you got a voice, you got a choice, you got to figure it out what you gonna do. Are you gonna stand and hide, or are you gonna fly? What you gonna do?
Right.
Let's get it. And she was like, you right. You damn right. got out the seatbelt and went on in. Nessa, though, with Shine really had pushed on her that he was not coming.
Right.
And I don't know why he feels so, like, I understand why he feels the way he does about the Lions, because he has that, unresolved, it's something unresolved with
Right.
him and Lucius. But they kind of just skate over it, you know?
Always.
But, God, Andre ain't...
But he's been having problems with Andre too. So, and I think he also, unlike us, who are like, but Andre's the good one. I think he sees Andre's being the dark one that he's becoming. So, I don't think he's ever
He
gonna
like
really
a step ahead of the game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's a step ahead of the
Smelling
game.
him out.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's just trying to protect his family too. You know,
This is
any
true.
man. You know.
This is true. He's super overprotective.
Yeah, he's a big
So-
brother.
I can feel it. So,
He's a bully.
anyways, Andre pulls up. Nessa is through the roof, happy.
happy.
Yes.
Smile across her face heavily. Now, tell me this, y'all. I did not realize until last week that Nessa.
And Daddy's Little Girl?
Yes! And I got so geeked
Yes.
because Nessa is all grown up.
She had the attitude and Daddy, the oldest one.
Yes. And I didn't realize that was her. So, hey, girl.
Yes.
The glow up. You better. You better. I was really happy about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
So anyway, quick little sidebar. So anyway, so Nessa's super excited. Frida is still kind of in her kind of mood.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her then, hey, I got my mom's dinner. I promised her. Nessa's like, listen, this is super important to me. I invited you because this is family, and I would really appreciate it if you stayed. It was how she said it. Andre was swooned. He
I know.
stayed.
Yes.
I thought when she said this is family, he should be like, yeah, I got to do this for my family.
Exactly.
But no, he stays. I'm like,
and
I'm
come
done.
back.
But
Yeah.
you got to think, though, and I'll say this on Team Andre's side.
okay.
He's been standing up for his family this whole time through. All 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And now it's time for him to live for him.
That's true.
So I ain't mad
Right.
at you, Andre.
Okay. All
Be
right.
with Nessa. Stay with Nessa. I ain't mad this
All
time.
right.
He left his mama hanging, but Cookie handled it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we flash back to the dinner because Andre is definitely not coming.
Nope.
He's at Stone's event. Mind you, the song that she did, Heart of Stone, that was a good song.
That was a good song.
Listen,
All good
Rodney
songs this
Rodney
episode.
Jerkins, you listen here. We have been Timberland did his thing. He did. Love Timberland. But you, sir, Rodney Jerkins got the sauce. Because that music is everything this season. So she fixes the dinner.
Yep.
Yes, she does.
Cookie says, listen, this is my family. This is how we are. You take it, you leave it, like it, love it.
Right.
Who cares?
Let's
I'm
celebrate.
sitting down. We celebrating. Jamal sing the damn song.
Yes. And then Jamal completely sobered up.
I mean, literally sobered up like
Sobered
at
up,
the drop of a
Took the
hat.
center shades off.
And I loved it. And
loved
the
it.
song that he did was the exact same song that he did before, but oh honey, that remix. Changing up those words,
Yes.
changing up those lyrics. And I think that's the most beautiful part about the music with Empire because you feel it. You know what I mean? And I definitely felt this one. It's definitely going to be in the Mother's Day box. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the ones you do with the flipagram with you and your mama in May. And you got Jamal in the background. So, great song. And I think that actually broke Cookie down even more. It's just like, dang, like this is... It came more alive then.
Right. But you notice that she didn't walk away from it.
She didn't.
Right.
You know?
She embraced it.
Yes.
And I think it's because of how she took it before and she needed that. She
Yes.
needed, that was more like her therapy. But somebody who didn't take kind to it was Lucius.
Nope.
Right. Why do you think he just quietly got up? Do you feel like he was defeated or something?
Well,
Why?
I feel like I was listening to the words and I feel like I don't feel like he got offended, but I feel like he knew the place in which Jamal was talking. And he knows that strikes a chord with Cookie. And one, I do know too, he doesn't like to see Cookie sad. And to know that she was sad in that moment, yet she was okay in that moment. But
With another man.
But he wasn't consoling her.
Yeah.
It was like a quiet dismiss. Like,
Yes.
okay,
I did all I could do and I
and-
lost.
I think that's where he was
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
And you could see it in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that he gets a rise out of giving Jamal crap about not making music and stuff like that.
Because
and
he know he gonna come through.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Exactly.
he
And
lost
for
on that,
him,
too.
yes, exactly. It was like a double loss, you know?
You're right.
Child. And then you see how he got Anika up? Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
time to
Small.
go.
I'm like, oh, what is that? It was a gentle touch. I'm like, what is
what y'all
is
got
that?
going on?
What do
Yeah.
you have going on?
So anyways, they leave, and then followed by Angelo and his mom. They leave. The peach cobbler was good, so that's good. Cookie won with the cobbler. And we find out now that Angelo come back to the crib to tuck
Right.
Cookie in at night, so that's cool. But back to Stone's party, and Frida is performing with Nessa. Another great song.
Great.
But they're being recorded by Mr. Shine. So where do we think this is going to go?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm interested to see what Shine is going to do with that recording. I don't
Yeah.
see how that could be bad, but clearly
She had
it
a
is.
line where she talked about the Lions. Now let's
that's
not
true.
forget.
Yes, she
That's
did.
true.
What you thinking, Katie?
Oh, I think that Shine's going to use it, you know, like to hold
Against
them
them.
liable. Yeah, to hold them liable for sure.
I think that he's gonna drop the video and act like he doesn't know where it came from, and then Lucius is gonna make a big issue out of it because technically she's still signed to Empire, but she's really not
Right,
signed to
yes.
Empire. So it can get pretty tricky. But I'm
Right.
excited to see how Cookie and Angelo and Miss Felicia Rashad, Miss
Yes.
Diana, how they
Yes.
unfold, and I'm interested to see how this Shine situation works. But then what about Lucius and Anika? This is
Oh,
too
there's
much.
so much.
This is too much. Too much. But until next week, you guys don't go anywhere because we're going to need you guys to kind of filter through all this, all right? In the meantime, I am Allie Washington, your host. You can catch me across all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff, at Allie the Pub.
I'm Parris Rose. You can catch me at Parris Rose everywhere.
And I'm Katie Foley. You can catch me at KT Did What Now.
And that was episode 7, What May We Be with Empire Season 3. We'll be right back with more next week with episode 8. So don't go nowhere. It's Black Hollywood Live. Bye. Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.